Welcome to The Cure had a song called Just Like Heaven, episode 27 of the Old Noise Podcast. I am here with my beautiful co-star, the woman, the myth, the legend, Neha. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
I'm always better because I'm with you. Welcome. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Let's keep having fun. That's the whole reason we're doing this, right?
No, you were going to say, let's keep rolling.
Let's keep rolling. Yeah, let's keep rolling. So I think what we should reference is the fact that Olympics are getting ready to start, right? And the men's team has had a couple exhibition games. They've played two.
I think you should mention it's the men's basketball team.
Yes, that's very true. That's what.
I know you always say the men's.
But,
I know you always say men's team, but you should say men's basketball team because you're just saying exclusively men's team.
Very true.
So I think our viewers might be wondering, like, which men's team.
You're right. Okay. So I'm not talking.
I do a lot of the editing around here, and I'm just like, which men's team is he talking about?
Right. Okay. I didn't know we were going there, but good call.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about men's luge.
Or soccer.
Not men's soccer.
Gymnastics.
Not men's gymnastics.
Men's basketball.
Not men's swimming.
I think that's the one featured here.
Men's basketball. So they've played a couple games already.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibition, you know. It was an exhibition.
I think the team the U.S. mainly played was down under.
Well, they did. They also played Canada. Their first exhibition game was against Canada.
And I think Canada is one of the main contenders.
Yeah, well, we talked about that last week. But yeah. Canada and France are the two.
Victor Wembanyama, right?
Wembanyama. But anyways, this has nothing to do with Wemby. But then they played against. I think we talked about this, right? If not, but they played against Canada.
SGA, right?
SGA, and
of course,
Thunder. Yep. Bringing the Thunder and the lady. But they did beat them, and then they just played against Australia. Good day, mate. They played against Australia, and I love.
And that's where you got your shirt from, right? Or was it down under in the States?
It was in Georgia. It was down
there. That's where your turtle's
from,
right?
My turtle's from Georgia. But then we played against Australia, and they were led by this guy, Josh Giddey, with 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists.
He was traded by the Bulls.
He was traded to the Bulls.
Oh, to the Bulls.
Yeah, Giddey. Remember we were getting Giddey? I'm getting a little Giddey.
Yeah.
Anyways, but again, we're just getting started. They're still finding rotations. Joel Embiid was the starting center in game 1. Then they changed over and had Anthony Davis, the Lakers, start game 2 at center. They're figuring everything out. I have to say this. When you got LeBron James, when you got Steph Curry, when you got Kevin Durant, when you've got
he's back from his calf injury.
I don't know if he's back yet, but he's going to get there. When you got Anthony Edwards, I mean, I think again the USA team's looking pretty good. So
yeah, sounds like it.
We shall see. And also, the women's USA basketball is getting ready to start too, and we're gonna cover why that is with what's happening with WNBA right now.
Yeah,
but that'll be exciting as well. One of the things I'm most excited about with the women's Olympic basketball is Diana.
Diana Taurasi, right?
Yeah, with Miss Taurasi, like she'll have the ability, I believe, to have the most basketball Olympic gold medals if they win again. And if you followed women's basketball at all, and I know I don't want to talk about you, but I'm kind of coming on late to this game, and I'm enjoying it. But
I mean,
women's
basketball, admit I am too. I mean, I followed it a little in back in the day, but not only like the hot times, like during the Olympics.
Yes.
Like when the WNBA got started.
Yes.
I have to admit.
But we both kind of stepped away from it for a while. So we're both kind of like getting back in the game. But USA women's basketball has been dominating for just years. Mm-hmm. And I expect that to continue. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. Now, with that, of course, that does in fact mean that the WNBA is getting ready, and I think they have games tonight. And we're gonna what are we gonna watch tonight? I know you're all.
I think it's the Fever versus Dallas Wings.
Oh, nice. We'll wing it. Okay. So, but there's been a lot of cool things happening, and it's still. I know I mentioned this last episode, or maybe the episode, but like they have it structured now where like the WNBA All-Stars that did not make the Olympics are going to play a game against the WNBA Olympic team, and I'm stoked about that. And one of the reasons I'm stoked about that is there's been a lot of stories I think coming out of the WNBA this year, and I mean I think story number one, and obviously we've been following her from Iowa. And again, I'm late to the party. I'm sure there's people that went to the University of Iowa that saw this young lady when she was like starting off, and we're like, oh my God.
First day as a freshman.
Yeah. And we're like, oh my God, this girl's amazing.
Or when she was in high school, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I picked her up like, the second to last year she was in the league. I started kind of paying attention, like, God, this is great. And then last year, obviously.
Or second to last year she was in college, I'm sure.
And then last year, obviously, we really kind of ran with it. And we're talking about the amazing Miss Caitlin Clark, who has brought so much attention, i.e. revenue, i.e. more eyes, i.e. more money to the WNBA.
Today, there was a story that basically said there was a new deal that came like I think just this week.
New deal about what?
A new media deal with several stations.
Yes.
$2.2 billion deal with several TV stations.
Yes.
Did a $2.2 billion deal with the WNBA.
Huge.
That much of an increase in revenue. It's just amazing.
And what that'll do is allocate resources, right? So once any company is actually like driving revenues, then they have more, free money to spend, shall we say, right?
And that's an increase in salaries
for all the beautiful
players.
Young ladies. Yes. So, kudos to Caitlin. I say at the All-Star break
to all the rookies. And
yes, but Caitlin's been, and we're going to talk about the number 2 here, who's potentially either or maybe even on her own rookie there. But Caitlin deserves so much credit. And again...
And number 2 was Cameron Brink? She was a number 2 draft?
No, I'm talking about the number 2 most impactful rookie that we're going to cover in a second here. But with Caitlin, she's lived up to the hype. Now, I'm going to say, and I've said it before, one thing she's got to do is cut down on her turnovers, since she just broke the record for most turnovers ever in a season, and the season's halfway through. So we cannot, not poke, at least some holes in her game that are rightfully so. And she would admit, I think, she would go out there and be like, I got to stop turning the ball over. Like, it's too much. And she is.
And I mean, just as much as awesome she is, she needs to stop turning the ball over.
Absolutely. It's a problem. Now, she's also leading the league in assists per game.
Well, I think she's runner-up, right?
No, she just overtook Miss Alyssa. So
you mean Asia or Alyssa?
No, in assists per game, Alyssa Thomas was leading the league, and now it's Caitlin. So she's got that. She's also like the only rookie averaging.
Is Asia the rebounder in the lead?
No, the lead in the rebounding is who we're going to talk about after Caitlin. But Asia's second in the league in rebounding, first in assist, and first in blocks per game. Asia Wilson's going to be and we'll get to Asia because she needs to talk. But Caitlin's leading the league in assists per game. Caitlin's taking the most threes, which is good because if you see her shoot every time she shoots, you're like, oh, that's good. And she's got to improve that a little bit, but that'll be fine. Shoot or shoot.
So she's leading 3-pointers.
No, in most taken, not most made. So no.
Has the most 3-point attempts.
Yes. She's leading the league in that. She's leading the league in turnovers, not good. Leading the league in assists, really good. And she's a baller out there, man. She's a baller out there. I still think she got slighted on the Olympic team. But kudos to her. Great first half. couple things to remember because you're going to come into halftime here, Caitlin. Halftime of the year. You got to work on a floater. Right. We talked about this, but right. Not 3-pointer, not to the hoop, but right in the mid range. Something that you can toss up over the defense. Defense is going to come up, try to block, shoot it right over just toss it right. Low floater. She's got to keep getting bigger and stronger. She's got to keep working out, and things will be good. But I think my vote for rookie of the year at the halfway point would be Caitlin Clark. But also want to mention someone that could also be the rookie of the year right now, has established a record for most double doubles. Once she lost out on the double double streak, she started a new one.
But there are other podcasts that have claimed that a few of the double doubles were potentially made because of a so-called foul attempt.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other.
Speculation.
It's all who you look at. It's kind of like, and we never do politics here, but it's kind of like political parties. Like if you watch Republican-oriented stations, they're going to have a negative taint against Democrats. If you watch Democrat, but it's the same thing with that. There's a lot of other podcasts that would say some of Caitlin's stats are a little, fake as well. Like at the end of the game, when she's still going for assists, when the game's out of reach. Again, it's all basketball, and I think if you play any sport, just play. Don't worry about score. Don't worry about the time. Just play. So
right, but it wasn't the assists that she needed help with. It was the rebounds.
Well, that was Angel, but the assist is what Caitlin was going for.
She had assists up the wazoo. It was the rebounds is what when we were like, oh hey, she has 7.
Now you're flipping it. I'm just talking about what Angel's doing because you were kind of calling out Angel saying
no, but you're saying oh Caitlin, construed things are stipulation on Caitlin.
Yes,
and we're going from like what she was kind of short on was rebounds.
But you were saying.
I was going for points.
You were saying about Angel.
Angel was going on the points.
Yes.
And I'm saying things that could be like, oh, Caitlin was short on rebounds. So like, did her teammates kind of like go for like, give Caitlin a couple of rebounds, and then like her, Angel's team's like, oh, let's give Caitlin a couple.
I don't want to get into that. What I don't want our podcast to do at all is
I'm just saying observations.
I don't like this. Yeah, there's observations that Caitlin has also gone for assists when the game's out of
not
reach.
Assists. I'm saying rebounds. So that was what Caitlin was short
I know what
on.
she did when we went to the game. I'm saying other games. So
okay, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what we're observing on other podcasts. And I'm just saying,
but we're talking about our podcast.
Right. And I'm just saying, like, we can just talk about it. We don't have to, like, be like, right. This is what happened. This is, like, what Caitlin did or Angel did. I'm just saying, like, we're observing.
Okay.
And we're just, like, making references.
I don't know. Yes, that's true. But all props go to Miss Angel Reese, who's leading the WNBA in rebounds right now, averaging double-double. Many people would say if she's not the front runner, should very well be at least the co-rookie of the year with Caitlin Clark. She's had an amazing rookie year, just like Caitlin. Angel's had an amazing rookie of the year, leading the WNBA in rebounds per game, established a record for most double-doubles in a row.
But my thing is, I think getting 15 double-doubles is a lot easier than just getting like one triple-double.
No, I would argue that the exact opposite is true.
Okay.
Because one thing is, if you do and I say this term all the time to you, but if you do one thing, it's an anomaly. But if you do things consistently, well, that's habitual, right? And I would rather go for somebody that's habitually doing something rather than somebody that out of the blue did something. Now, to your point, right before our game that we saw, we talked about last episode where Caitlin did get the triple-double. She was one assist away from getting a triple-double anyway, which would be the first. So, like, there is a...
right, like, if Caitlin does 15 triple-doubles in a row, like, whoa.
Well, no, but that's not comparable. But if she did 15 double-doubles in a row, and instead of points and rebounds, it was points and assists, that would be equally as amazing as what Angel said. So, I don't want any slander on the Illinois podcast about Caitlin. I don't want any slander on the Illinois podcast about Angel.
I'm not slandering.
Because Angel is on the Chicago Sky, and I'm digging it, and we're going to go see them again. And we love ourselves some Caitlin. We love ourselves some Angel. And
yeah, and we've seen Caitlin twice, and we're going to see Angel twice. And
that's very true.
if we could see the fever in the sky one more time, I love that.
Yes, me too.
And it doesn't matter.
Who we should see is that team from Arizona. What team is that? No, Vegas.
Vegas.
I keep saying
I'm like, what do like?
No, Vegas.
I mean, I personally wouldn't mind seeing either or both, or Phoenix versus the Aces.
Right, but
you know,
the Aces,
that would be ideal.
The Aces have a couple players on their team that we like, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah, Kate Martin, Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson.
But that last name you said is a name I think we need to like stop effing around about, because
harp on, right?
Asia Wilson is leading the WNBA in points per game. She is second in rebounds per game too,
and she is potentially the MVP of the year.
Absolutely, and leading the blocks per game too. She's absolutely the rookie of the year. Or I'm sorry, she's absolutely the MVP. She's absolutely the player of the year. Absolutely the MVP. She's balling. We've watched some games when they've played, and you know, some of these other girls play well, but like no one's like Asia. Like Asia's literally like she's running things right now. Like if you ask every general manager in the league right now, you can have one player.
I say Asia, Reese, and Alyssa Thomas.
Absolutely,
but those three are like, back and forth the last 3 to 4 years, MVPs.
But if they say this year, no, Alyssa Thomas has never been there. She's got an amazing.
Well, she like in the first week or two, she did a triple double.
Yeah. I mean, she's amazing. By the way, but you're talking about Reese too's like she's got at least one MVP, if not more than one, right?
She was MVP 2023, so I mean,
last year.
I don't know. She made the Olympic team her rookie year, so I mean, let's go, right?
No, she's a baller, but much props and love to Asia, and we're gonna keep watching, and we're gonna keep watching Angel. We're gonna keep watching Caitlin.
I mean, I love Reese because she's one of my top 5 players.
Yeah. Brianna Stewart's amazing.
Asia and Alyssa Thomas also top 10. I love them. All these.
You love Sabrina. What's her last name?
Onescu.
Nice. You say it so beautiful. There's a lot of great players, and that's again what I've been enjoying about this whole run we've been on. And we're going to watch a game here shortly too, because that's how we roll.
I mean, there's so many. It's just like the NBA. There's so many great players. It's such a decorated league. And
absolutely,
that's what it takes to be in the dub.
Yes,
to be in the NBA, you have to have some talent.
That's a W. Okay. But what you have to have talent with as well is if you're in the NFL, National Football League, and training camp started. I want to say this really quick, and then we're going to talk about some trade rumors and stuff like that, but. One of the things in Chicago, in the Chicago media market that people were worried about a couple days ago is not only was their number 9 overall pick, Roma Dunze, their wide receiver, not signed, but their coveted number 1 overall pick, Mr. Caleb Williams, was not signed. And in the Chicago sports market, people were like, "Oh no, he hasn't signed." And what just happened yesterday, and we do this on Wednesdays, so what just happened yesterday is both of them. Rome signed first, and then within like the next hour, so did Caleb. But Bears rookies are ready to roll, which I love as a lifelong Bears fan. I know you're a Chiefs fan, but you're kind of a Bears fan too because of me. But the Bears rookies are ready to roll. I'm really excited. The Bears are going to be spotlighted prior to the season. And during the season with Hard Knocks on HBO, which is great. So let's go. They just kind of came right now and reported a training camp, and let's go. I'm ready. I know you are too because you love yourself some football. But there's been some trade, not that haven't happened, but one of a player that has told his team he wants to be traded, and another one that's been speculated about could he be traded.
Yeah, I believe it's our Brock Purdy's friend from the 49ers.
Yeah, and
Brandon Aiyuk.
And he's pretty good, just like the quarterback. Right. Brandon Aiyuk is basically like, listen.
He's trying to take Jerry Rice's position, I believe, right?
No. But as far as being an amazing wide receiver on the 49ers, yes, but then you'd have to take Terrell Owens' position first because after Jerry was Terrell. But anyways, he's asked to be traded. And your Chiefs and my Bears, and your sort of Bears, my sort of Chiefs, because we both support one another. They really don't have room to get them. The Bears have.
But I believe Aiyuk, or was it Davante?
No. By Brandon Aiyuk. What about Aiyuk? You're going to say something.
Did he play with Aaron Rodgers?
No, that's the next guy we're going to.
Okay.
You always go too far ahead. Brandon Aiyuk, though, is basically he's on the 49ers. He's requested a trade, and he suggested either being on Washington or
he wants to play with Jaden Daniels
because they played college together.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see on that. Obviously, the 49ers are one of the most talented teams in football. They just went to the Super Bowl.
They don't have money, so that's what's going to happen.
But
they're going to have to say bye-bye to Aiyuk.
Oh!
Bye-bye.
I knew you were going to do it. I love it.
Bye-bye.
I love it. But also, although he hasn't asked for anything, Davante Adams, who was a great wide receiver for years and years with the Green Bay Packers.
And he's a friend of Aaron Rodgers.
Because Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback and throwing him touchdowns like crazy and yards like crazy and made Davante Adams one of the best wide receivers of all time.
They got a Super Bowl together.
They did not. They did not get a Super Bowl. But they did play with Packers for a long time. And now...
Or was Green Bay Super Bowl before?
It was before Davante got to the team.
All right.
Yeah, but that's okay. So now Davante's on the Raiders, and Aaron Rodgers is with the Jets.
So Adams wants to go to the Jets.
Well, it's more like Rodgers wants Adams to go to the Jets. So Rodgers was at a golf tournament, and they asked him, like, hey, how you doing, blah, blah. And then they asked him about Davante Adams because they know they're friends. And he was like, yeah, I love Davante Adams. I can't wait to play with him again. Oh, that's
speculation.
Hey. That's stirring the pot. Right? Stir, right? That's stirring it.
Is Rodgers trying to be a witch? Stirring the kettle.
Oh. Okay. You could have went vodka style, regardless, I'm with you. But it is getting a little funky. I will say, really quick, and then we're going to move on. I will say really quick, it'd be really unique if I was a wide receiver on the Jets team and realized basically
you were going to lose your job.
My quarterback was saying, hey, like, you're cool and all, but I'd rather have my buddy play.
Yeah, instead of you. Like, also you were getting a bye.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quarterback.
I don't know if that's motivating you. I don't know if that's inspiring you to be your best. If you're I could get...
I mean, Greeny would basically be saying bye to you because, Greeny and Aaron Rodgers are best friends.
Very true. Greeny is a Jets fan. Mike Greenberg, get up. Get up. Get on up.
Get on up.
Right. But so we'll see what happens with that. Now, Major League Baseball had their All-Star Game yesterday. And I know we were ready to watch one particular pitch. Paul Skeens. Pittsburgh Pirates rookie. Definitely rookie of the year to this point. Potentially the Cy Young. Sorry, Chris Dale.
Maybe potentially the MVP.
Not going to be the MVP. But if he became rookie of the year and Cy Young, the last person I remember doing it was this guy, Fernando Valenzuela, way before your time. It was in 1980. You weren't born yet. I was already around. That's our shit. But Skeensy went out there, pitched an inning, throwing his 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, his 90-mile-an-hour splinters, just crushing it. Got to go right against Aaron Judge, probably the best hitter in the league. First pitch, Aaron Judge swing, little grounder, got him out. Exciting. Paul Skeens is going to take over baseball until he blows his arm, which is inevitable, but we'll talk about that after he does it. But just really exciting. And I know we were stoked to see it.
It's the Tommy John in the rotator cuff.
My girl. Anyways, we're going to keep watching. Major League Baseball is getting ready to start second half, starting on maybe Thursday, definitely Friday, for sure.
Yep.
And
we're going to go see Shohei Ohtani on August 17th.
Shohei Ohtani.
At Busch Stadium. Yes, I am very, very, really excited.
Yes.
We're going to see my Cards
Yes.
and his Dodgers.
They're not my Dodgers.
I think, well, for 1 year, you might have to.
No.
1 year, one
You know what's
month,
funny?
1 day.
You know what's funny is my father, and I know you don't like when we mention family, but we haven't in like 8 episodes.
Right, but
my father was a huge fan of the White Sox, and he became a fan of the White Sox truly in 1959, because in 1959, the White Sox played against the Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers, in the World Series, and the Dodgers ended up winning. But that we have that pennant is from that year of 1959 when the Dodgers played. So no, I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm a White Sox fan. I will support the Cardinals when we're in St. Louis because they're playing against.
But wasn't the Lakers, weren't they once like the Minneapolis?
They were. That's totally different.
I know,
from everything
but
we're talking about.
But yes. Brooklyn one LA team was from Brooklyn originally, and the other LA team was from Minneapolis. It's so like weird.
That is kind of weird. Well played.
I had to point that out.
Well played.
I had to point that out.
So we continue not to go to movie theaters to see movies, but we are not leaving this episode without talking to you about a review of a movie. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a director named Martin Scorsese. I don't know if you've ever heard of an actor named Robert De Niro. I don't know if you know another actor named Joe Pesci. But we ended up rewatching.
And Ray Liotta. All right.
God.
He's probably known for this movie.
Yes, he's definitely
known for this movie.
Definitely known for this movie. We watched this movie. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
And we actually bought a digital copy of it, because we like pushed a button on our like whatever TV. Like we paid $20 for a digital copy of this movie.
Yes.
So
and it wasn't a bad movie. And
no,
it was a good movie.
I think it's his favorite movie.
It might be my favorite. It's called Goodfellas. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. Yeah, so I'd love to hear you summarize the movie and give your thoughts on the movie.
Actually, why don't you take it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that right? So there's this guy named Henry Hill, and Henry Hill grows up in a very
Wait, did he go by Hank or is it Henry?
Henry Hill. If you call him Hank.
We had a dog named Hank, and my brother called him Henry.
Okay. We did not have that dog. She had the dog. Anyway,
I had dog.
She had dog. So this guy Henry Hill, and very blue collar family. You know, he grew up. His dad, I think his dad, you know, I don't know, was like garbage man or something. It doesn't matter. Not saying anything bad about garbage. It's not saying anything bad about garbage man. Honest working job.
Yeah.
And Henry Hill starts, the young kid gets an affinity towards the mobsters during that time, the Italian mobsters. He can never truly be a made man because he's half Italian, half Irish. That's a whole side issue, but you can't be it if you're.
But that's why he loves liquor, because he's Irish.
Absolutely. Italians can drink a couple of drinks. So he gets like enamored with the mobster rule, and then a bunch of things happen.
He loves to gamble.
There's gambling going on. There's people being shot. There's people making money. There's a whole Latanza incident that occurs, and then him and Tommy are friends, and they're not friendsy. And then there's this thing where like, oh, how am I funny? Am I like a clown? And then this bartender gets shot. Spider. Hey.
Well, you can tell him about his friend Paulie.
Well, Paulie's not his friend. Paulie's the Don. Paulie's the top. Paulie's the Godfather. Paulie's like, you don't want to mess with Paulie. And then they all go to jail. And then in jail, Henry Hill ends up getting like a drug addiction because, he's in jail. He's trying to make money. So he's selling drugs.
He has an addiction way before the jail comes along.
Gets a lot worse in jail. And then he comes out of jail. And then Paulie's out of jail. And he sees Paulie.
He's also cheating on his wife.
Well, every mobster was cheating on the wife, not justifying it, just speaking the truth. And then he gets out of jail, and then Paulie's like, "Stop selling that shit," and then he smacks him.
Well, I think you left out a few details.
Paulie smacks him, and then
good thing that everybody's seen this movie.
And then hold on, really quick, and then Henry's got a big drug deal at the end. He's trying to make some money because basically Paulie's like, hey, get the heck
and
out of
his
here.
wife is
You're not part of this.
bringing him drugs in prison.
Yeah, but now we're way past that. And then they're doing this whole drug deal, but then the cops come and then they catch him.
And we apologize for making this one of our movie reviews because it seems really bad, but it's a really good movie.
It's a great movie, and we recommend it. We recommend you guys keep coming to the show. We love you.
If you watch it, it'll be better than what we review.
Absolutely. But dig it. Goodfellas, be good. We love you.
Have a great
Take
week,
care, everybody.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.